There comes a moment in your life when no one shows up to save you. No applause. No second chances. Just you. And the decision to either quit or rise through the fire. What you're about to hear is not motivation. It is a wake-up call. The raw truth most people are too afraid to face. If you're tired of your own excuses, if you've ever felt like something inside you was meant for more, then do not blink, because this might be the last push your soul ever needed. He stood in the rain, cold, alone, soaked to the bone. The sky was a dull gray, and the wind howled like a warning. His fingers were numb, his shoes were filled with water, and every breath he took felt like ice slicing through his lungs. But he did not move. Not yet, because in that moment, he remembered something. The promise he made to himself. The vow. No more lies. No more delays. No more excuses. He looked down at his hands. Trembling, cut, scarred. Proof of the battles he had faced. Not against others, but against himself. Against laziness. Against fear. Against comfort. He had quit 100 times in his mind, but his body was still standing. Still breathing. Do you know what that means? It means there is more left in you. More to give. More to fight for. He remembered the night he broke. The silence of that room. The walls closing in. The clock ticking like a bomb. Each second heavier than the last. And then, that scream. His own voice. Echoing off the walls. Raw with anger. Dripping with desperation. That night, he could have ended it all. But he chose something else. He chose pain. He chose struggle. He chose life. Because he knew something most people do not. Success is not born in comfort. It is forged in discomfort, in rejection, in failure, in nights where you cry so hard your soul feels like it is breaking. But still you rise. You show up. You do the work. No applause. No recognition. Just grit and fire. You want change. Then get uncomfortable. You want greatness. Then bleed for it. You want to win. Then sacrifice for it. Tears do not count. Excuses do not matter. Only action speaks. That man in the rain, he did not wait for motivation. He did not beg for mercy. He just moved. One step, then another. Each footfall crushing the voice in his head telling him to stop. He was not special. He was not gifted. He was just tired. Tired of waiting. Tired of hoping. Tired of wasting potential. So he made a choice. And that choice made him unstoppable. Do not wait for the right time. There is no right time. There is only now. And now is brutal. Now is unforgiving. Now does not care about your feelings. But if you can survive now, if you can push through the storm, then you will earn something no one can take away. Discipline, pride, power. Not the power to control others, but the power to control yourself. That is what it takes. No comfort, no safety net, just you. And the goal. The storm is here. The clock is ticking. No more talking. No more crying. No excuses. Get it done. No excuses. Get it done. Because the world does not owe you anything. Not love. Not success. Not understanding. You think someone is coming to save you? They are not. No hero is arriving. No one is knocking on your door with a second chance. The truth is ugly, but it is real. No one cares about your pain. Until you turn that pain into power. You lost someone. Keep moving. You were betrayed. Keep pushing. You failed. Good. Now fail again. And again. Until failure becomes your foundation. The man you want to be, the life you want to live, is already waiting for you. But it will not come forward while you are hiding behind fear. So drag yourself forward. Through the guilt. Through the regret. Through the shame. There is beauty in the broken. There is light buried in your darkness. But you have to go in. Deep. And when you go in, do not expect it to be clean. Do not expect peace. Expect screaming. Expect shaking. Expect your mind to lie to you. It will tell you, you are not good enough. You were never meant for this. It is too late. That voice is not truth. It is the chain, the weight that has kept you small. So rip it out. Claw through it if you have to. But stop listening. Because behind that noise, there is another voice. the real one, the one that says, I am not done yet. Let that voice grow. Let it roar until it drowns out every whisper of weakness. This is not motivation. This is war. You against every reason to quit. You against the lies you were told. You against the lies you told yourself. And war is not pretty. War is not polite. War is blood, sweat, silence, and suffering. And that is exactly why it works. Because when you make it through, when you claw out of that hole, you are not the same person anymore. You are forged, harder, sharper, unshakable. And people will ask, what happened to you? Tell them, I met the real me, the one who does not back down, the one who does not stop at tired, the one who does not give in to pain, the one who stares at the edge of the cliff and jumps anyway, because fear has no hold. When your mission is clear, the weak version of you, the one that makes excuses, that one has to die. Kill it. Kill it with your actions, with your consistency, with your discipline. Wake up earlier. Train harder. Speak less. Do more. They will not understand. Let them be confused. Let them laugh. Let them whisper behind your back. Your revenge is not in proving them wrong. It is in becoming undeniable. So work. Work in silence. Work in discomfort. Work when no one is clapping. No one is watching. No one is helping. Because if you can show up when it is hard, then nothing can stop you when it becomes easy. That is the secret. That is the difference. Champions are not made in sunlight. They are built in dark rooms, on empty nights, with shaking hands and screaming lungs. So scream. Let it out. But keep going. There is no backup plan. No safety net. No way out. Only forward. You will cry, but you will move. You will doubt, but you will act. You will bleed, but you will finish. And when the dust settles, when the war is over, you will look in the mirror and see something new. Eyes that do not flinch, shoulders that do not sink, a heart that does not run. Because you stayed, because you fought, because you got it done. No shortcuts, no applause, just work, just will. So if you are standing at the edge, if you feel the fire, if your hands are shaking and your heart is racing, good. That means you are alive. That means the fight is real. Now move. Step in. Burn the bridge behind you. And tell yourself, loud and clear, this is it. This is the moment. No excuses. Get it done. No excuses. Get it done. Not later. Not tomorrow. Not when it feels right. Now. Because every second you wait, you are feeding weakness. You are letting comfort win. Comfort does not care about your dreams. Comfort wants you quiet, numb, soft. It wants you to keep scrolling, keep waiting, keep settling for less. But deep down, you know you were not made for that life. You were not made to sit quietly in a corner while the fire inside you dies. You were built for something greater. And you feel it. That pull, that pressure, that burn in your chest when you know you are not giving everything. It is not guilt. It is a warning, a reminder that time is not infinite, that your potential is dying. Every day you choose excuses over effort. You have no right to waste this life, because someone out there is wishing they had your chance. Someone who would trade everything for one more day, one more breath, one more opportunity to fight. And you are here, breathing, standing, capable. So what is stopping you? Fear, doubt, the opinions of people who gave up on their own dreams? Let them talk. Let them mock. Let them live in their small, safe worlds. You are not like them. You were not built to be average. You were not born to be silent. You were not created to live small and die invisible. The world does not need another echo. It needs a voice. Your voice. Your fire. But you will not find that voice in comfort, in excuses, in waiting. You will only find it in the pain, in the resistance, in the war within. So do not run from the hard days. That is where growth lives. Do not hide from the failures. That is where wisdom is born. Do not fear being alone. That is where you meet yourself. Because when the noise fades, and the lights go out, and you are left with nothing but your thoughts. That is when truth shows up. That is when you realize you are all you need. You do not need a crowd. You do not need a cheerleader. You do not need permission. You need action. And action means movement, even when it hurts, especially when it hurts. It means waking up early, when your body begs for sleep. It means training harder, when your muscles are already screaming. It means saying no to easy things, to weak choices, to fake comfort disguised as happiness. You want freedom. Earn it. You want respect. Build it. You want to lead. Bleed for it. There is no secret formula. Just effort. Every day. No matter how you feel. You think warriors feel strong every morning? They do not. You think champions always feel motivated? They do not. They just refuse to let their feelings decide their future. So stop negotiating with laziness. Stop giving your fears a microphone. Stop letting the old version of you win. Burn that version to the ground. The one that waits. The one that hesitates. The one that lies to you and says, maybe tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. Only now. And if you do not own this moment, you lose it forever. This is the cost. This is the price of greatness. Relentless consistency. Unshakable commitment. Brutal self-honesty. You have to tell yourself the truth. Even when it hurts. Especially when it hurts. Tell yourself, you are not doing enough. Tell yourself, you are stronger than this. Tell yourself, excuses are chains. And you were not born to live in chains. You were born to rise. So rise through the pain. Rise through the failure. Rise through the fear. Even when your hands shake. Even when your knees buckle. Even when the whole world says, stop. You keep going. You fight. You claw. You climb. One breath at a time. One step at a time. One choice at a time. And when you reach that edge, that final edge, where everything inside screams to quit, you do not quit. You go further. Because the edge is not your limit. It is your beginning. Most people turn back there. But not you. Not anymore. You will stay. You will push. You will go beyond what you thought was possible. Because now you know the truth. There are no excuses. Only choices. No shortcuts. Only sacrifice. No luck. Only hard-earned victory. So look at your life. Look at what you are running from. What you are avoiding. What you are scared to face. Now walk toward it. Stand in front of it. And say loud enough for the world to hear. No more fear. No more comfort. No more waiting. No excuses. Get it done. Because the moment you decide to stop running and face the truth, face the pain, face the brutal reality of what you have avoided, that is the moment your life begins. Not the day you got inspired. Not the day you heard a speech. Not the day you made a plan. The moment you act. When it hurts. When it scares you. When everything inside wants to turn back. That is the moment you separate yourself from the crowd, from the average, from the people who live their entire lives in quiet frustration. You do not want that life. You do not want to wake up 10 years from now, trapped, regretful, empty. You do not want to lie in bed, staring at the ceiling, wishing you had tried, wishing you had pushed, wishing you had believed in yourself. You are not made for that. You are not here just to exist. You are here to become. And becoming is not easy. It is violent. It is messy. It requires breaking parts of yourself that were never built to last. The ego, the pride, the lies, the comfort, the identity you built just to fit in. All of it must go. Because what is coming, what you are meant to be, will not grow in shallow soil. You have to dig. You have to bleed. You have to go deep. And you will lose people. You will outgrow them. You will scare them. Because when you start to change, you become a mirror. You reflect what they are not doing. And most people cannot face that. So let them go. Let them call you obsessed. Let them call you arrogant. Let them say you changed. Because you did. That is the point. You were never supposed to stay the same. You were never supposed to play small. You were never supposed to shrink to keep others comfortable. You are here to rise, to lead, to build a legacy, not of money, but of meaning. So ask yourself, What do I stand for? What do I believe in? What am I willing to suffer for? Because if you are not suffering for something real, you are suffering for something meaningless. You are suffering for your doubts, for your excuses, for your limitations. And that suffering never ends. It only repeats. Until one day, you are too numb to even care. But that does not have to be you. Not if you choose, right now, to go all in. No half commitments. No backup plans. No, let me see how it goes. You burn the boats. You lock the door behind you. You look yourself in the eye and say, I am doing this. No matter how long it takes. No matter how hard it gets. Because this life, this one life, will not wait for you. Opportunities do not knock. They wait silently. And only those who move, only those who hunt, only those who break themselves to grow, ever find them. So do not ask for the easy road. Ask for the truth. And the truth is, you will have to sacrifice. You will have to suffer. You will have to crawl through days where your soul feels broken. But on the other side, you will not be the same. You will be wiser, stronger, clearer. You will not walk like everyone else. You will walk with fire in your chest and steel in your spine because you earned it. You bled for it. You broke for it. And you rose, not once, but again, and again, and again. And that is what makes you dangerous. Not your talent, not your speed, not your charm, your endurance, your ability to keep moving when everyone else has stopped. That is your weapon. That is your power. The decision to never fold. The discipline to keep building, even when no one claps, even when no one sees. Because at the end of the day, this is between you and you. You are the mountain, and the climber, the prison, and the key, the voice of doubt, and the voice of destiny. Which one wins? Is not luck. It is choice. And you have that choice now. Not later. Not next month. Now. So look at your life. Everything you said you would do. Everything you dreamed about. Everything you still believe is possible. And ask yourself, are you ready to get real? Are you ready to stop blaming? Stop stalling. Stop escaping. Because the clock is running. Time is bleeding. And every excuse you make is another drop lost. You are not tired. You are distracted. You are not broken. You are buried. You are not lost. You are waiting to be found by the person you were always meant to become. But that person is not created by chance. They are built in fire, shaped in solitude, forged in silence. They rise when you rise. They live when you choose to kill every excuse and step into the storm. You know what must be done. So breathe in. Square your shoulders. Look at the world. Look at yourself. And say it louder this time. Because there is no second version of this life. No rewind. No safety net waiting if you fall too far. This is it. This is your chance. And it is slipping through your fingers every time you blink without action. People say they want change, but they fear discomfort. They crave growth, but run from challenge. You are not like them. You feel it in your chest. That unrest. That noise that does not go away. It whispers when you try to sleep. It screams when you try to settle. Because your soul knows. This is not the life you were built for. And you are not broken. You are waking up. Waking up to the reality that greatness is not found. It is forged. Every step forward will demand more of you. More energy. More honesty. More courage than you have ever shown before. But do not be afraid. Because everything you need is already inside you. Buried beneath the excuses. The trauma. The fear. It has always been there. Waiting. Watching. Burning. So now the question is, will you let it out? Will you finally silence the old voice? The one that says, you are not smart enough. You are not disciplined enough. You are not ready. That voice is a lie. It was built by fear. Built by people who quit. Built by comfort and weakness and routine. And it ends today. Because today you choose different. Today you take control. Today you rise. And no, it will not happen all at once. It will happen in silence. In repetition. In small victories. That no one will notice but you. like getting up when it is still dark, like doing one more rep, like showing up when your heart wants to give up. Those moments, they stack, they build. They are the bricks of your foundation, and they are paid for in pain. So feel it. Let the pain teach you. Let it guide you, not to stop, but to sharpen. You were not made to be numb. You were made to endure, to stretch, to evolve. But only if you stop feeding your weakness. Only if you cut the rope that keeps you tied to maybe. You cannot walk into your destiny while dragging your doubt with you. Let it go. Let go of the old version of you. The one who needed validation. The one who needed comfort. The one who waited for the right moment. The right moment is now. And it will never feel like enough. It will never look perfect. It will never come wrapped in certainty. That is the test. You move forward anyway, because warriors do not wait for the storm to pass. They walk into it, eyes open, heart exposed, not because they do not feel fear, but because they have made peace with it. Fear is just a signal. It tells you where to go, where to grow, where your limits live. So chase it, hunt it, run straight into the discomfort. That is where the real you lives. That is where your power sleeps. That is where your story gets rewritten. And when the world tries to pull you back, when life tests you, hits you, breaks you, dares you to quit, you smile, because you knew it was coming. You trained for this. You lived for this. You bled for this. And now, it is your time to show them what happens when a soul refuses to fold. You are not soft. You are not fragile. You are not a victim. You are the fire. You are the storm. You are the one who decides how the story ends. So what are you waiting for? Another failure? Another rejection? Another person to believe in you? You do not need it. You do not need them. You need you. The committed you. The ruthless you. The focused, disciplined, obsessed version of you. Because that version, he does not negotiate with excuses. He does not delay. He does not back down. He gets it done. Every single time. No matter what. Because he made a vow. A promise. A sacred oath to himself. That he would not waste this life. Not another second. You are that version. You just have to let him out. Starve the weakness. Feed the work. And do it again. And again. And again. Until your name becomes a warning. Until your presence changes rooms. Until your effort becomes your identity. You are not doing this to prove others wrong. You are doing it to prove yourself right. Right about the fire inside. Right about the vision no one else could see. Right about the war you knew you had to fight. So take the hits. Take the silence. Take the losses. And keep walking. Keep walking when your legs shake. Keep walking when the path disappears. Keep walking when your chest is on fire. And your mind is begging to stop. Because that is where the breakthrough lives. Not in motivation. Not in inspiration. But in discipline. In sacrifice. In that quiet moment where you choose. Again. To keep going. You are not chasing dreams. You are building them. One brutal step at a time. And one day, when the dust settles, and the world looks at what you built, they will not understand how you did it. Let them wonder. Let them guess. Let them say it was talent, or luck, or timing. But you will know. It was none of those. It was pain. It was fire. It was sweat. It was scars. It was war. And you were the one who never stopped swinging. You do not need a reason. You need a result. You do not need to feel ready. You need to be relentless. You do not need applause. You need alignment between your heart, your hands, and your hunger. This is not about motivation anymore. This is about identity. Who are you? When no one is watching, when no one is clapping, when no one is checking in, who are you? When the pain hits, and the progress stalls, and the path ahead looks endless, that version of you, that one, is the real one. Not the one on social media. Not the one people expect. But the one who suffers. The one who bleeds in silence. And still chooses discipline over distraction. That version is the difference between legend and loss. And right now, you are standing at a crossroads. One path leads back. Back to the same excuses. Same fears. Same empty promises. The other leads through fire. It will break your bones, stretch your limits, rip out your ego, and ask for more. But it will give you something back, something the other path never can. Pride. Not fake pride, not surface-level pride, but the kind of pride that settles deep in your soul. The kind that says, I earned this. I built this. No one gave it to me. Because you will have scars, but they will not be signs of failure. They will be proof that you survived, that you endured, that you chose growth over comfort. Every single time. You will not be perfect, but you will be powerful. Because real power is not about domination. It is about discipline, the ability to show up, even when everything inside you screams to stop. That is power. That is leadership. That is how empires are built, and how weak men become warriors. It does not happen in one day. It happens in the darkness, in the silence, in the chaos, when everything breaks, and you are still standing, still choosing forward, still refusing to die where you started. This is where you find out who you are. Not when things are easy, but when your knees buckle, when your hands tremble, and your mind whispers, just quit. You answer, I am not built to quit. And you say it again, louder, stronger, until doubt cannot survive the echo. Because you are not chasing comfort. You are chasing conquest. The conquest of your weakness, the destruction of your excuses, the domination of every version of you that once accepted average. That version is gone, dead, buried under the work you did, when no one believed, when no one cared, when no one clapped. That is what makes your victory different. It is forged in silence, refined in rejection, and delivered through discipline. So ask yourself again, how bad do you want it? Not how much you say you want it, how much you are willing to suffer for it, how long you are willing to wait, how many times you are willing to fail, without losing the fire. Anyone can show up once. Anyone can feel inspired for a week. But warriors, real warriors, they show up after failure, after humiliation, after heartbreak, because it is not about being unbreakable. It is about being unstoppable. You will break, you will fall, but you will not stay down. You will rise, again, and again, and again, until rising becomes your reflex, until setbacks become steps forward, until you stop seeing obstacles and start seeing opportunity. That is the shift. That is the transformation. When you stop chasing easy and start chasing evolution, because you are not in this to impress. You are in this to transform, to leave behind a version of you that the world once recognized, and emerge as someone even you do not fully understand yet. Someone dangerous, someone focused, someone who does not flinch at adversity, someone who turns pressure into purpose and struggle into strength. That version of you is coming, but he only shows up when you kill the one who keeps making excuses. You want the crown, carry the cross. You want the win, carry the weight. You want the life, then earn it. Not by talking, by doing, by bleeding, by building. And you build brick by brick, not with comfort, but with courage. The courage to be consistent, the courage to be underestimated, the courage to stay loyal to the mission when everyone else walks away. That is how legacies are born, not from one great moment, but from 1,000 moments, when no one was watching, and you still chose to give your all. That is how you get it done. That is how you become unshakable. That is how you become undeniable. So do not wait for a break. Break yourself. Do not pray for signs. Become the signal. Do not ask for direction. Be the one who creates the map. Because in the end, no one is coming to save you. No one is going to drag you to the finish line. It is you versus you. Always has been. And when you understand that, when you accept that fully, you become free. Because now, there are no excuses left. Only choices and action. So rise now. Not tomorrow. Not when it feels right. Now. Because your future is waiting to be built. And every second you hesitate is a second you hand to the enemy. So move. Break. Build. Repeat. Until the noise fades. Until your voice becomes thunder. until your name means something, until the world understands exactly who you are. A force, a fire, a storm. And one day, when it is all behind you, when the war is over, and the silence returns, you will stand there, not broken, not bitter, but built. Built by the nights you almost gave up, by the days no one saw, by the choices no one understood. You will look in the mirror, and you will not see perfection. You will see power, not the kind that shouts, but the kind that endures, the kind that speaks through presence and leads without permission. You will not need validation. You will not chase approval, because you will have something better. Peace, the kind of peace that only comes when you know you gave it everything. No shortcuts, no lies, no excuses. You will walk differently, speak differently, think differently, because you earned it. Every scar, every inch, every breath of the life you now live. And if they ask how you did it, you will smile, not because it was easy, but because you remember who you were before the war and who you became after you chose to fight. This was never about proving them wrong. This was about proving you were right. Right about the fire, right about the vision, right about the voice inside that told you there was more. So now, as the chapter closes, as the crowd fades, and the lights go out, there's only one truth left to speak. You did not wait. You did not wish. You did not run. You got it done. No excuses. Ever again.